Condemned vehicle dripping down my 1965 Rolls-Royce Silver Cloud like blood from a fresh wound. The chemical smell burned my throat as I stood in pajamas, staring at 8 months of work destroyed in 30 seconds. Tucked under my windshield wiper was an HOA notice, vehicle removed for code violations. Contact Karen Whitaker for retrieval. My car on my property, restored from a rust bucket into a $200,000 masterpiece, and my HOA president had spray-painted it like junk and tried to steal it with paperwork. The paint was still tacky. She'd done this an hour ago, thinking I'd never fight back. What would you do? Drop your location in the comments. Her arrest warrant is worth the wait. 6 months ago, I was David Thompson, 58, retired Boeing machinist, lost after my wife Sophia's death to cancer. By October, silence was drowning me. Then I found the Rolls-Royce 1965 Silver Cloud 2 buried under dust in a neighbor's garage. Estate sale vultures circled. $8,000 bought a metal coffin on wheels. Engine seized, mice nested in the leather, reeking of mildew and rust. But those aristocratic lines shone through the filth. I'd moved to Oak Ridge Meadows for peace. Decent neighborhood, reasonable HOA where people waved and minded their business. The flatbed dropped my project car on a Tuesday. I was planning my attack when heels clicked up my driveway. "Are you the new owner?" Karen Whitaker, HOA president, looked like a real estate ad. Perfect hair, clipboard, smartphone like weapons. Everything about her screamed, "I peaked in high school, now I'm everyone's problem." "Depends, selling something." "HOA compliance," she said, photographing my car. "That vehicle violates aesthetic standards. It's been here 20 minutes. Inoperable vehicles aren't permitted in visible areas." Click, click, click. 72 hours. HOA covenants are often outdated, unenforceable garbage. Knowledge nugget: demand original documents, not summaries. I played nice. I'm restoring it, a hobby. Nevertheless, she handed me a citation. Fines start Thursday. Karen lingered, studying the rolls with recognition. "Maybe want." "Beautiful car," she said. "Shame it's abandoned. It's a project." 72 hours, Mr. Thompson. Her white BMW circled my block thrice, pausing to stare, not checking violations, planning. I researched her. 12 years as a real estate agent, 8 as HOA president, sued twice for shady property acquisitions, settled out of court. Next morning, Citation 2, commercial vehicle storage for an engine hoist delivery. Citation 3, noise violations on a day I didn't touch the garage. Citation 4, improper waste disposal for a cardboard box. By week's end, $400 in fines for existing. Every evening, Karen's BMW circled like a shark. Week 2, she escalated. Citation 5, improper vehicle orientation. My rolls faced the wrong way. Tuesday, unauthorized delivery for UPS parts. Wednesday, noise violation for starting my Civic at 2 p.m. for groceries. By Thursday, another $400 in fines. My neighbor Mike knocked, confused. "Your HOA lady asked if you're running an auto shop." Knew my answers like she had a script. Karen was manufacturing witness statements, building a case like a suburban prosecutor. I dove into Washington state vehicle codes. Most of her citations were outdated or abolished. Better, a hobby restoration exemption gave me 180 days to restore without permits. Monday, I filed appeals with legal references, photos, and the exemption statute, sending them to the board, property management, and Karen's broker. Her response: Citation 8, hazardous material storage for a quart of Valvoline. I went on offense. Tuesday, I wheeled out my engine hoist. Cracking the V8's first bolt released 30 years of oil, rust, and penetrating fluid, smells of my dad's garage. Neighbors gathered, Mike, Alex, Mrs. Jenkins with her poodle. "More chrome than a Harley convention," Alex whistled. Karen's BMW made its 4th pass, her phone documenting everything. Wednesday, city code enforcement arrived. Commercial automotive complaints. The officer's exasperation was clear. 19 calls in 2 weeks. This is personal restoration, not a business. Whoever's calling Karen wastes taxpayer money. Her false reports were now city-documented harassment. Thursday, my insurance called. Anonymous report of an unlicensed repair shop. 3 hours on hold to clarify I wasn't running Jiffy Lube. My policy was flagged. Later, Mike said, Karen asked about your house price, financial stability. She knew the answers. Saturday's mail brought a real estate flyer. Avoid problematic properties. Contact Karen Whitaker. She was using my project to scare up business. Sunday, Mrs. Jenkins whispered, Karen asked if you're mentally stable post-Sophia, if the car's healthy grieving or obsession. My blood pressure spiked. In Washington, HOAs can force sales for mental instability disturbances. She was building a psychological profile to steal my house. Monday, Adult Protective Services arrived. Concern about your welfare post-wife's death. Embarrassed, they saw I was fine. Female caller detailed info on your automotive obsession. Karen's false reports were now official records. Tuesday, a cease and desist letter listed 27 violations, $3,200 in fines, threatening liens. Attached were surveillance photos through my garage windows. Sophia handled legal stuff. I called her estate attorney, Jim. Textbook harassment. Half these violations don't exist. Wednesday, the Rolls roared to life. 12 cylinders, $60,000 in parts, months of work. The rumble was thunder, exhaust, and oil, the scent of resurrection. Karen's BMW passed with a photographer snapping my garage. Alex warned, Karen, saying your paint fumes harm kids, fluids pollute groundwater. Thursday's security footage showed Karen at 11:23 p.m. testing my garage door, peering in, criminal trespassing. Friday, deputies investigated illegal dumping. My EPA-compliant setup was clean. Whoever called doesn't understand restoration or lied. Karen's fraud was piling up. I had receipts, photos, compliance records, and evidence filed to shame the FBI. Jim found the 1987 HOA documents protecting restoration. Karen's citations violated her own charter. Monday, Jim dropped a bomb. Karen's leveraged on 3 investment properties mortgaged against rising neighborhood values. Your car threatens her upscale narrative. Tuesday, Alex revealed, Karen offered me $500 to say your car lowers property values. 3 neighbors took it. Wednesday, my mailman said, Karen intercepted your mail, photographing packages, claiming HOA authority. Mail tampering, a federal crime. Thursday, Jim found Karen's license investigations for pressuring homeowners to sell low. My case triggered a third. Thursday night, my dining room became mission control. Sophia's oak table held citations, footage, witness statements. By 2 a.m., 31 instances of Karen's violations, harassment, crimes. Friday, Alex and Mike allied, providing camera logs and harassment call records. Nobody likes a paperwork bully. Saturday, I drove the Rolls, purring royalty, chrome gleaming. Neighbors cheered. A teen wanted selfies. Sunday, Jim said, false HOA reports allow emergency leadership removal. I gathered statements from 8 families on Karen's selective harassment. Monday, a Facebook post of my Rolls got 47 likes. Karen's bitter replies exposed her vendetta. Tuesday, Karen tried towing my Rolls as abandoned. The driver tore up the order, seeing its showroom shine. Mike said, Karen offered to buy my house, 20% over market, then threatened value drops. Wednesday, Sophia's oncologist called. Karen asked about your mental health. She was pushing for incompetency. I had everyone document her inquiries, clear character assassination. Thursday, Karen photographed my garbage cans, claiming environmental assessment. I caught her trespassing. This neighborhood deserves better than junkyards run by widowers, she sneered, weaponizing Sophia's death. Friday, she bombarded agencies with false reports. Environmental Ecology Fire Marshal. A fake Oak Ridge Property Values Committee letter demanded a hearing. The P.O. box was rented cash, anonymously, mail fraud. Saturday, my Civic's tires were slashed, driveway chalked, last warning. I filed a police report, added cameras. Sunday, Alex showed my lot's 40% value jump, rezoned for commercial use. Karen was listed on shopping center permits, aiming to flip my lot for millions. Sunday night, she and a surveyor measured my property, smiling into my camera, thinking she'd won. Monday, 7:00 p.m. Oak Ridge Community Center buzzed. 137 homeowners, news cameras, tension thick. Karen opened. Violations threaten stability. Mrs. Jenkins interjected. What about your police investigations, mail tampering, trespassing? Karen deflected, targeting my persistent violations. I stood. Let's talk crimes. My slides showed 43 harassment instances, 12 false reports, her real estate scam. Karen's forcing sales for developer profits. Her face paled. Mr. Thompson's unstable post-wife's death. The room roared, don't weaponize grief. I showed my rolls. $185,000 appraisal, 1987 HOA protections, county rezoning records with Karen's name. Mike played her recorded offer. Document his instability, profit from your sale. Deputies entered. Karen Whitaker, you're under arrest for mail tampering, false reports, fraud. Handcuffs clicked like perfect engine timing. She muttered, no junkyards, as they let her out. 6 months later, Alex grinned. Karen pleaded guilty, 18 months probation, $50,000 restitution, license revoked. Justice tasted like Sophia's pancakes. The new HOA, led by Mike, protected rights. Mrs. Jenkins' coffee gatherings built community. The Rolls starred in car shows, drawing crowds. I taught repair classes, started a $2,000 trade scholarship with ad revenue and Karen's money, Sophia's legacy. 3 weeks ago, Dave Issa, Karen's old house's new owner, asked about his 1967 Camaro. In his garage, teaching him and his daughter diagnostics, felt like Sophia smiling. Yesterday, a year since buying the Rolls, I cruised Oak Ridge. Dave's daughter sorted wrenches, neighbors fixed cars, not complaints. Sophia would have called it beautiful. Mr. David, Isla ran up. Daddy's engine sounded like thunder. Soon you'll help, kiddo. Fixing cars is like puzzles that drive. Got an HOA horror story? Comment below. There's a Karen everywhere hiding behind fake rules. Document everything. Know your rights. Revenge is living well. Subscribe to HOA Animated for more victories. Keep building, never let small minds stop your dreams. Smash that like button, share your HOA madness, and don't miss our next meltdown.